You're out for a walk, enjoying the morning, when suddenly the leash goes taut. Your dog drops her weight, plants her feet firmly on the pavement, and turns her head away. This is Wren, a small gray dog, and her guardian. Every morning, they reach this exact same doorway, and every morning, Wren hits the brakes. Her guardian tries all the standard advice. She pulls out the high-value treats. She uses that bright, cheerful voice the training videos recommend. Finally, out of sheer frustration, she gives a desperate pull on the leash. Wren turns to stone. A neighbor walks past, and a sharp, hot wave of shame climbs the guardian's neck. It is a highly visible, public moment of failing an animal she loves deeply. Sitting right there in her mouth is the exact word almost everyone reaches for in this situation. She looks down and labels her dog as stubborn. A closed door at the edge of the sidewalk is an open question waiting to be answered. A dog's refusal to move is a biological can't yet. Their body has simply answered the environment before their mind gets the chance. To understand why that sudden freeze happens, we have to look past the visible behavior on the sidewalk and look at the invisible activity inside the dog's nervous system. The physical body keeps its own ledger. It stores a somatic memory of fear that operates on reflexes much older and faster than conscious thought. Sometime in the past, a sudden sound, an unexpected lurch, or a frightening shadow bypassed the analytical part of the brain entirely. That moment of panic was filed directly into the muscles and breath. So when Wren reaches that specific threshold, her body is reacting to an echo of that past danger. Her physical reflexes fire, slamming on the brakes before her mind even has a chance to process her present surroundings. When Wren stops, she is following an internal command that overrides the leash. Her biology is treating that threshold as a boundary between the safety she knows and a danger her muscles still remember. This freeze is a state of physiological alert. She is at a standstill because her nervous system has flagged the world beyond the door as a threat, and it will not authorize forward movement until it receives a new signal of safety. This dynamic is deeply affected by the human at the other end of the leash. That 6-foot piece of nylon is a biological conduit connecting two completely distinct nervous systems. This animated line graph charts cortisol in both species. Over time, stress in a dog and their human align, rising and falling in unison. When the guardian gets upset, the dog's stress mirrors it, trapping them both in an escalating biological feedback loop. The turning point for Wren arrives on a morning when her guardian simply runs out of tricks. Exhausted, she stops trying to force the behavior, drops down onto the cold pavement beside her dog, and goes quiet. She takes deliberate physical steps to regulate her own biology first. She places one hand over her chest, drops her shoulders, and takes 3 long, slow breaths down into her belly. You cannot argue a frightened nervous system into obedience. You have to lower your own baseline stress first, creating a calm harbor where the dog's nervous system has a safe place to land. Because the guardian is finally calm, her vision shifts. Instead of staring at the macro refusal of the dog planted on the concrete, she begins to notice a series of tiny, quiet signals. She starts reading the almost, a quick tongue flick, a shift in breathing, and then one ear tips back, just a fraction, listening for her. This scale illustrates desensitization and counterconditioning. It keeps the animal below the panic line, pairing a frightening trigger with a high-value reward. By rewarding tiny tries, like an ear flick, the doorway's meaning shifts. The threat gradually becomes a cue for treats and security. Feeling this calm state travel down the leash, Wren lifts her head. She looks at her person and takes her first step over the threshold. Her physical crossing happened because her fear was met with physiological safety, rather than force or a louder command. The dog planted on the pavement is holding the door shut until her human is grounded enough to lead. When that happens, the standoff ends, and 2 entirely different species finally come home to each other.